Attention, attention, this is Operation Pronto. Let me tell you a story to start this with. A man wakes up late, again. His room is a mess, clothes on the floor, dishes stacked, cables tangled, notifications screaming on his phone. He tells himself, I'll clean it this weekend. The weekend comes, the weekend goes, weeks pass, months pass, and one day, he's sitting on the corner of his bed, surrounded by the chaos, asking, why does my life feel out of control? That room didn't collapse overnight. It decayed slowly, quietly, comfortably. That room isn't the problem, it's the crime scene. But for this episode, I would like to talk about what discipline and chaos actually is. Hence why this title of this video is Discipline and Chaos. It's going to be one of my philosophical episodes. I know some of you watching this enjoy it very much. But let me slow this down for a second, because some of you generally don't understand what I'm saying. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, you need to understand now and pick up faster, because you would win in anything you put your mind to if you did understand what I said. In UFC, in boxing, in basketball, in business, and leadership, running a company, running a media company, running a media empire, even being the best dodgeball player, even being the best table tennis, ping pong, any kind of person you could think of. The arena doesn't matter, the principle does. So what discipline is? Discipline is simple. Discipline is obeying the rules you set out for yourself, especially when you don't feel like it. That's it. And I'm going to say that again for the people who didn't listen to what I'm saying. Discipline is obeying the rules you set out for yourself, especially when you don't feel like it. It is not about feelings. This is not about emotions. That's it. Obeying the rules you set out for yourself. If you don't even feel like it, you're still going to obey them. No mysticism, no motivational posters, no speeches. If you set a rule and you obey it, you are disciplined. If you set a rule and you disobey it, you are not. There is no middle ground. But it brings me back to my next point. What is chaos if we know what discipline is? Chaos is also simple. It is super simple for you to understand. Chaos is what happens when rules exist but are not enforced. Chaos is not bad luck. Chaos is not stress. Chaos is not life being hard. Chaos is self-betrayal over time. And that's a powerful word. If you know what it feels like to get betrayed, or you've betrayed someone in the past, or you've been betrayed, you know how horrible of a feeling it is. And that is what chaos is. It is simply self-betrayal over time. And if you betray yourself, you should feel ashamed of yourself, and you wouldn't want to be who you say you are. But let's talk about this for a second. You are a full-grown man. You're saying to yourself, I'm waking up at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. comes, you're still in bed, you hit snooze on your alarm that's on your phone. 8 a.m. you're still in bed doing God knows what. 9 a.m. you're still in bed. 10 a.m. you're laying down like the world owes you a free hot chocolate breakfast delivered by angels. Meanwhile, the whole entire planet is awake, moving, competing, and outpacing you. And you still say, I'm disciplined? No, you disobeyed your own law. That makes you undisciplined by definition. And then you say you want to be a CEO? Listen to how insane that sounds. You cannot follow your rules that you created for yourself, but you want to lead people who must follow the rules you enforce. That doesn't make you a leader. That makes you delusional. That's the right word for it. If you cannot lead yourself, you're unqualified to lead anyone else. You say, I'm going to bed at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. comes. You're still outside. You're still partying. You're still scrolling. You're still doing nonsense. That's not chaos yet. That's the start of chaos. A disciplined man sets a rule. 9 p.m. is his bedtime. At 8:55, where exactly is he at? He's already in bed. No negotiation, no debate, no emotions. By 9:30, he's asleep. Why? Because he followed the rules he set out for himself. Because he's a disciplined individual. Discipline is not emotional. It's procedural, if you understand what I'm saying. Let's imagine we're at a staircase. At the top of the staircase, that is what discipline is. But at the bottom, that is what chaos is. You don't fall straight down from discipline to chaos. You slide like a slippery slope. Discipline you're going to go down to comfort. From comfort, you're going to go to delay. From delay, you're going to go to disorder. And at the bottom of the staircase, you're going to be at chaos, which is inevitable at that point. And once chaos sets in, everything collapses. Chaos is not random. Chaos is what happens when discipline leaves the building. Every system that works, every system in the army, in the athletes realm, in the civilizations, in the businesses, in the schools, runs on order. Chaos is an alarm, and discipline is the extinguisher. You don't scream at the alarm, you put out the fire. If you understand that discipline is the extinguisher and chaos is the alarm, you don't scream at the alarm, you put out the fire. That's what you should do in the logical sense of things. Comfort is the real enemy. Comfort whispers, tomorrow. Snooze on the alarm. Don't worry, you deserve this cheesecake and this ice cream and this cookies that you deserve, and you could break your diet. Comfort doesn't attack you, it seduces you. It gives you what you really want or you lust after. Maybe that beautiful woman at nighttime. That is what comfort is. It seduces you. Comfort didn't kill you, it neutered you. It weakened you. It weakened your vessel. It weakened your whole flow of things. And that is not what you need. That's why you should be a disciplined individual. Let me give you an analogy for a second. If you don't train a dog, that dog does not become free. It becomes destructive. It chews furniture, breaks things, barks at nothing, bites guests. And then you stand there and say, this dog is crazy. No, you failed to install rules. That dog is chaotic because no one was in command. Your habits are the same. No discipline, they run wild. And when habits run wild, they destroy your life quietly. Discipline isn't cruelty. Discipline is care. Rules don't imprison you. They protect you from yourself. If there are no rules in your life, chaos will gladly take the job that you left vacant for it to take. Let me make this even clearer. You are on a plane. You look into the cockpit and you see the pilot and they're saying, I don't feel like following the procedures today. No checklist, no rules, no discipline. You don't call that freedom. You call that a crash waiting to happen. Your life is no different. If no one is following the checklist, if no one is following the procedures, if no one is following the right discipline procedures that they set out for themselves, you're flying straight into chaos, just like that pilot who's saying, I don't feel like following the procedures today. When have you ever seen a pilot say he doesn't feel like following the procedures today? He has to follow it because he's a disciplined individual who got to the top by doing what he needed to do. And here's the law, memorize it. Comfort breeds chaos. Discipline destroys it. Motivation will save you. Feelings will save you. Only structure does. If you have a set system, a structure in place for whatever you're doing and for your personal self, you'll be amazed on how much you could climb high and higher in whatever realm or whatever you choose to do. Let me make this practical. If your life or business feels chaotic, it's because you don't have systems. That's why I built the AI receptionist for the business owners that are watching this right now. It answers calls, books appointments, handles leads, works 24/7. No emotions, no excuses, no chaos. System beats motivation every time. If you want orders installed into your operation, the link is below. Install discipline now today. Simple. And you can get more leads. You can get more calls. You can save more time. You can save more money and make more money. But let's talk about Big Nathan consultation for a second. Now listen closely. Some of you don't need another video. You need command presence installed into your life. That's what Big Nathan consultations are. One-on-one, direct, no comfort talk. We audit routines, your habits, your rules, your excuses, and we replace chaos with structure. If you're serious, book it. If you're not, scroll. The time is going to weigh on you if you choose to do the right thing. But I need to talk about this segment right now. 2026 is here. 2026 is here, and you're still playing. We're in 2026. Let me take a little water break, 2026. I'm going to say that again. 2026. This is not 2025. This is not 2024. This is not 2023. We are in 2026. And that should scare you. Because it feels like yesterday was just 2020 with a COVID lockdown situation, the world frozen in time. But look up. We're 6 years past COVID. We're 6 years past 2020. And that's how fast time moves. Time does not crawl. Time sprints. And somehow you're still undisciplined. We all hear this New Year lie. I don't care what your New Year's resolution was. I don't care what you wrote on paper. I don't care what you posted on Instagram. I don't care what you posted on TikTok. I don't care what your story caption with a gym emoji said. This is my year. I'm locked in 5 days a week. I've heard it all. But you know what separates the winners from the clowns? Follow through. I'm going to say that again. What separates the clowns from the winners and the winners from the clowns is follow through. Most people don't lack goals. They lack discipline. They don't have the courage or the agency to obey themselves. The gym truth that no one talks about is this. I hated going to the gym in January. Why? Because it was packed. Why was it packed? New Year's resolution, hope season, fantasy season. And then 2 weeks passed, mid-January, and the gym empty, completely empty, ghost town. Same machine, same weights, different excuses. Because people don't fail from lack of information. They fail from lack of discipline. And here's the hard truth that people don't talk about is this. When I see people posting New Year's resolution, I don't feel inspired. I laugh because I already know who won't be there in February. People who talk, people who plan, people who promise, but don't obey. Message to my people. Direct address. You need to understand this for a second. Now listen. If you're watching me right now and you say you love Big Nathan, you love Operation Pronto, you love what I'm doing, you love what you're listening to every single day, you believe in what I'm saying, then do one thing differently in 2026. Follow through. Follow through. It does not matter how you feel. It does not matter what happened in the past. It doesn't matter who left you. It doesn't matter who's with you right now. It does not matter what happened in Mexico. It doesn't matter what happened in New York, Nicaragua, the Philippines, Paris, London, America. It does not matter where you are right now. I don't care if you're on Earth. I don't care if you're Mars. I don't care if you're in the moon. I don't care if you're in Jupiter. Wherever you exist, your discipline must follow you. Be a disciplined individual and be disciplined in 2026. I want you to do something right now. Write this down. Get a pen and paper. 30 things you will be disciplined about in 2026. Not goals, rules, non-negotiables, wake up time, training, work, faith, silence, health, focus. Write them down. And when you're done, make a promise, not to me, but to yourself and to God, that you will obey all the rules you set out for yourself. Because listen, 2027 will come whether you're ready or not. And you will either say, I'm proud of who I became, or I wasted another year. I'm going to say that again. 2027 is going to come, whether you're ready or not. And you will either say, I'm proud of who I became, or I wasted another year. Stay strong. Keep God first in 2026. Be disciplined and you will win. In fact, we will win together. Here's my final close. Let me leave you with this. I always like to end my videos with a scripture reference from the Bible. 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 33. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace. Chaos is not holy. Discipline is alignment. Stay strong. Keep God first. Live with order. This is Operation Pronto. We will win together.